In order to reach your exercise goals and be the best you can be, you need to choose the right gym. Too many people go after it because of the price, and that's not the best way to go. You need to watch this video and we'll show you how to get the right gym today. My name's Nick Tabor. I'm a personal trainer. I've talked about this stuff and I built a career because I've lived through it. Let me tell you, you gotta choose the right gym. I've seen so many people pick up, I'm gonna lose the weight, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna lose 30 pounds, and they get into the wrong environment, and it's not good. It's not something they need to be to, or maybe they choose it based on things like price, based on something like, based on the area near their home, which is okay, but you need to be super picky about what gym you go to. If you're not super picky about it, your goals are not going to be met. I have bounced around to several gyms and I hadn't had success for a while. Like I had one gym that I started at that was pretty good. We live in the town of Fall River, Massachusetts. I picked a gym in Swansea because at the time I wanted a place that was nice and I wanted a place that had good equipment, and it was not near my house because I wanted to work on myself in an environment where people might not have known me. That was my biggest priority at the time, and it was an expensive gym, so I figured, I wanted to choose something. I said always just forget the price, right? You forget what price it is, because if you invest more into the gym, the better chances you're going to have at getting the right gym, and reaching your goals and, doing the right thing, because big box gyms do this thing where they charge just the right amount, so it's not as little that you don't really care to go, but it's just enough so you might forget, so they actually don't want you to go, so that way they can pay less money to maintain the equipment and employees. So there you are. I picked that gym because I just liked it. It was clean. The atmosphere was good, and I worked my way through it, and I was fine. Eventually, I went to other gyms that were not that great. One that I went to I was talking with a friend, and he sold me on the idea of trying it, and it was even more expensive, but it was more of a health club, and there I picked up a membership and I decided to try it out. I liked it. I was like, okay, I can do this. I stayed for a month. I ended up resigning, and I just moved on. I went to another gym, and I went with my wife, and she went up and just walked on the treadmill for a while. I was using some weights, and the weights and the machines were on the first floor, and the cardio deck was up ahead, up on the second floor, but you could look down on the floor itself, and it says, hey, she was on the treadmill looking, and I went into the changing room, changed into my gym clothes, went out, started working out, and later I joined her, and she told me, she says, Nick, you had to see this. She says, there was these old men that went into the changing room, and they got out, and there was there was a couch. They all sat there and they're watching Sports Center, drinking coffee. It ended, and she had been on there for a little while, and they went back in the changing room and they left. So they're saying, like, I can imagine these people saying, did I go to their significant others saying, did you go to the gym today? And it's like, yeah, I did. I went to the gym today. I hope there wasn't a question of, what did you do, right? It was bad. Nobody in that environment, you got to pick it because you need the right environment. Nobody in that environment was really going after a goal. Nobody was really sweating, I noticed, and I was the only one that was really putting my all into it, and I got talked to because people were coming up to me going, "Hey, you're grunting, it seems like you're exacerbated." When I was doing these fly press, I was like, fly, doing these cables, and just working my chest out. Whew, whew, and they're like, "Okay, yeah, it looks like you're breathing, like you're actually breathing, and you're breathing really heavy, so like you can't do that. You might." I'm like, "It's a gym. Of course I'm breathing heavy. I'm working out. What do you mean?" Like, "Yeah, we discourage that." Like, "You discourage working out?" It was an environment that just was not right. Another gym that I went to, I left one gym and I had an issue with one of the managers, and I was brand new as a trainer. He said he would hire me, and turned out that there was nothing available, and long story short, it just didn't work. Later on, I went to this other gym, and they're playing this super hardcore gangster rap blaring, and I am a person that I like to go to a gym where it's me. I go to a gym for the reasons because I focus, like we talked about on this channel, mental health reasons. I go because I want to zone out. I want to take my time with these weights. I want to make sure that I have, not only the ability to work out my body, but work out my brain as well. And it's for, almost like therapy reasons too. So it just didn't jive with me. There's people who are like, "Oh yeah," and they're having, I went in, and, you know, I'm lifting weights, and I think it was like maybe, I don't know, I was skinny. I didn't have a lot of muscle on me at that time, but I had a protein shake, and I'm lifting maybe 30 pounds. And this dude came up who was just like, big chunky dude. He's like, "Oh, you're skinny. Oh, you need to lift more." And it's just, I'm like, "Dude, I'm doing my thing. You're doing your thing. Come on, dude. I don't need this." And it was a head case gym that I couldn't do. So I left. All right. So the point is, really, like, you've got to be picky because the right environment can help you with your goals. So listen, how do you pick a gym? What do you do? All right. So number one, talk to people who have like-minded goals. We talk about your tribe. If you have people who work out or who have done the same goals, hey, ask them, what gym do you go to? "Oh, I go to, so and so gym. I go to whatever gym here." "Oh, okay, great." Ask them, "Can I try it out with you? Can I go with you?" "Great." Does that gym have a week trial? Some of them have, like, a freebie 2 weeks that you can test it out with no obligation. Great. Go in, check it out with them. Go on your own. And Terry Crews says something perfect, and he said in an interview, he said, "Try it out like you're trying out a spa. Just go for a week, hang out in the environment. You're not going to do exercises 100% correctly. But as long as you're doing something, you're seeing the atmosphere. Does it work for you? And do you feel like it's going to work well? If yes, awesome. If no, then, cancel it after that week trial and go somewhere else." There's a lot of places, a lot of gyms. If you just search on Google "gyms near me" and then repeat the process until you find something, you're like, "This atmosphere works for me. What else can I do?" Number two, in your tribe, see if you can pull anybody else in as well. Maybe they try a free week trial. Somebody who knows you, because maybe at first you're looking at it going, "Yeah, this is okay. This is a good gym." But, they'll see it and they're like, yeah, this isn't you. And then, they'll be like, yeah, it's always good to get a second opinion and see what your goals, they're like, yeah, like, look at that. That's not right, right? They look at it because another thing you want to do is you want to look at the equipment during your trial. If you have a gym where a lot of the equipment is really super old or rusted, it's not safe. From that point on, I would just take this and say, I'm going to get out of here and I need to find something better. But it's always good to have that second person who tries it out with you. And again, if they have a free trial, really no obligation. I mean, they might not ever go to a gym. They might not be interested in it, but certainly they want to go ahead, help you elevate your goals. And you say, hey, all right, what did you think? If you need that second opinion. Number 3. Once you have that environment and you have that good gym and you say, I'm really good with this, make a plan to go. Set your schedule up and say, I want to be here. Hire a personal trainer if you don't know what your goals are. We talk about anxiety, we talk about depression. This is one of the things you need to do. If you're going for your mental health, which a lot of my clients go to be able to pursue their mental health, we want to reach their goals, but get a notebook. Like I have a notebook right here of everything I do every single day on pages and pages of like, what's my goal? This is what I want to do. And I also have it on my phone as well. If this is what I want to do and here, and then, we got Google Calendar would also suffice as well. I would like to do chest on Sunday, rest day, cardio day, arms day, shoulders, back, legs, cardio, whatever, spell it out. You have the person who's with you, and then, one of the last videos we talked about building your tribe. Take your tribe to your tribe and say, this is what I'm going to do. If you're loving this environment and you say, hey, this is what I like, then take that schedule, utilize that schedule, and then from then on, that will be the best gym you have. Now, it sounds like a little deviation, but honestly, if you like the environment and the free week trial is good, then take that and utilize it and live in that environment. Then you're going to be great. So that's how you choose a gym. And we didn't talk, one last thing before we end off on this discussion and you go to the next thing. We didn't talk anything about price. We touched on it briefly, I believe, but what you'd want to do is do not consider a price at first. Oh, I like this gym because it's cheap. If you're a friend in step 1 or somebody who says, this is a great gym and you try it out and they say, hey, yeah, this is a good place and it fits your budget, wonderful. But you should not go to a gym because of, hey, $10 down, $10 a month. Oh, yeah, I can spend $10, sure. What if the environment sucks? It's not going to, then you're not wasting that money. But if it's a higher price gym where they pay the people a little bit more and they're actually really wonderful to you, go for it. Do what you got to do. Go for it. All right, so there we have it. So as always, we end off. I want you to go ahead, check out the next video right here. That's right in front of my face. As always, we tell you, go forth, be great, climb.